I always wanted to know, why am I here? What is the point? How do I live a meaningful life? I wanted to know everything.
We might be unpacked by that time.
Hasn't everybody asked themselves these questions?
Don't count on it, but...
The truth about the mystery of the universe.
Buddhafield was formed by Jaime Gomez in the 1980s, who went by various names such as Michel, Andreas, the teacher, and Reggie. Jaime Gomez was born to a Venezuelan rancher and then moved to Hollywood in hopes of becoming an actor, changing his name to Michel Rostand. He had a non-speaking role in the film Rosemary's Baby, danced with the Oakland Ballet, and starred in a few gay adult films. At some point during his attempts to become famous in Hollywood, he claimed that he was chosen by God to have a spiritual experience that he compared to that of a spiritual awakening in the Hindu book the Bhagavad Gita. In West Hollywood, Michel began to recruit people to join him in having spiritual awakenings, usually from yoga classes, a process of which only he could choose the people who were allowed to undergo it, authorized by God. Soon, Michel began organizing weekly meetings, instructing people on how to be spiritually free. Eventually, a larger group of around 120 people formed, and he would host trips to various places in nature, such as Mammoth Lakes, the ideal place for people to rid themselves of their stresses.
Buddhafield members believe that life is more meaningful than Monday work. God will show you this purpose if you gain the knowing. Their view of people focus on past trauma. People's past experience of being hurt prevent them from experiencing the knowing. Consequently, few are deemed ready and many remain on a journey of self-reflection as to how they can heal from their past and gain this experience. The method of healing is individual hypnosis therapy session called a cleansing.
As stated previously, the main rituals of Buddhafield include cleansings and the knowing, but also the Shakti. Cleansings are a process by which members undergo hypnotherapy to get rid of trauma. Michel hypnotizes people to relive their past traumatic events and then reframes these memories to become memories that are no longer problematic. On the nature trips, members participate in an exercise called Shakti, a, quote, transfer of energy between master and student. It was, quote, akin to an LSD trip with flashing lights and vibrant colors, and an overwhelming sense of bliss, according to former members that were interviewed by CNN. The knowing is the most supreme experience that one can have, the true spiritual awakening, which leaves people feeling disillusioned and looking at life completely differently. Michel chooses people to undergo this and performs this ritual by placing his thumb on their forehead until they disassociate from the world and enter a hypnotic state. People that have undergone it say they are forever changed.
Once Buddhafield relocated to Austin, Texas from California, Michel bought the land and instructed his followers to build a sanctuary garden and theater to act as a place for his acting and ballet performance. Michel believed that we built up a mask to hide our wound from the past trauma. The theater is specific ways for Michel to follow his personal passion for performing and acting, part of his authentic personality. In expressing their true authentic self through acting, play, and ballet, they come closer to being prepared for the knowing experience.
Michel is the supreme leader and decides who is chosen to be awakened, who will get the knowing. His loyal followers mostly do the community's work. They build the theater and the garden, help him with regular house chores, and any other tasks that Michel or the community needs done. 5 of his loyal members, such as Will Allen, claim to have experienced this but later left the group and shared their opinion in the documentary Holy Hell.
There are 2 main moral guideposts of Buddhafield. The first is authentic community, being around others who are also trying to embrace their innermost self. The second is meaningful work, Everyone offer free service for each other, help each other with financial issue, and some member run a hair clip business to fund the group travel expense.
The initial intention of the group was having a spiritual freedom from boredom of repeating mundane work life through the knowing in a good community where everyone is loving and caring toward each other. People aim toward doing good to the community as a sense of meaningful work. Feeling threatened by the Cult Awareness Network, being paranoid about government investigation due to another group's site being burned down and 72 people killed, and after being confronted by multiple members of the group for sexually assaulting them, Michelle fled with some followers to Hawaii, where they still practice today. Before establishing Buddhafield, Michelle was also a porn star, which is why he restricts his followers from using anything that can communicate to the outside world. For example, he tells his followers they must not use TV or the radio and dictates the sexual relations between members of the group, while also tells people he is having sex with that they must not tell anyone in the group about it. People who had sex with him reportedly said they did not feel they could really contest his advances because they were under his authority, leaving many having to go to intense therapy. Despite the allegations, Michelle teaches yoga on the Lanikai beach and still facilitates the activity of Buddhafield. When confronted by a former member, Michelle seems to not feel remorse, stating, "People come and people go." We wonder why the former members don't sue him, especially since a lot of the rituals were purposefully filmed at his request. We also wonder if Michelle never had any loyalty for his followers or really ever cared or was dedicated to Buddhafield's values and ideal characterization as a big loving community. With Michelle still in command, will the members brush his past behavior under the rug in order to keep the movement going, since they believe it has starkly impacted their lives in a positive way? The information in this video came from the documentary Holy Hell, which helped us understand the inner workings of Buddhafield, and news articles from CNN and NPR, which provided a critical lens for looking at this movement.